Well, good afternoon, my beautiful people. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are doing as wonderfully as I am. So, I know it's been all right, guys. So, my audio ended up dying. My mic was dead. I didn't know it. So, I did all this rambling and recorded no audio. So, basically, in this video, what I was talking about was that I'm going to show you guys our sweet potato harvest. We're going to go harvest some sweet potatoes. I left them in the entire time, didn't pull them out, and now we're gonna go get them up out of the containers, right? And alongside with that, we're gonna throw some more broccoli. We're gonna throw some more garlic in the ground, all right? Because you can never have too much garlic. All right, so if you guys can remember the previous videos, these were the containers we actually planted sweet potatoes in. We had sweet potatoes, regular sweet potato slips growing in all these containers, but they end up dying out because I guess the heat killed them before they could really get settled, even though I covered them with a shade cloth to try to keep everything down. So in the end, what I ended up doing was putting some purple sweet potato slips in this container and the one right next to it. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what the results are. This container right here produced us a whole lot of nothing. Like, this thing had like no sweet potatoes in it, but it was vining all over the place. Zero sweet, nothing that even resembled a sweet potato. All right. And I know this because I've already dug in it, because Keisha asked me the question about, she was like, are they actually producing anything? And I was like, I don't know. I'm scared to look under there because everything looks good, but I don't want to peek in there right now. So I already dug in there, and I already knew that we didn't have any sweet potatoes. But just so you guys can see, nothing. Lots of loose dirt, lots of clumps, lots of straw, but zero sweet potato slips. So needless to say, y'all, that this was a fail. Found a grub though. Found a couple of grubs. So at least the chickens got a snack out of this, right? I mean, this was just so disappointing, because if I had showed you how lush and pretty these containers were with these sweet potato slips, you would have thought 100% for a fact that we had sweet potatoes in there, and we had zero, right? And I don't know what to adjust, because there was nothing. It's not like I got small potatoes. We got absolutely nothing out of that container. So we're gonna move on to the second container, and it was pretty much more of the same. I did peek in this one a little bit, and when I did, I actually saw a sweet potato, which made me happy, right? Because I was like, oh, it's a sweet potato. But you're gonna see here in a moment that it was not all that it was cracked up to be. All right, this is just me peeking, just looking at the activity in the soil under that compost and place bucket. So nothing major, just checking out what the life was doing down there when I ain't looking. So yeah, I'm gonna dig this stuff out and we'll talk about it. And like I said, y'all, this was very disheartening because I really thought I amended the soil, in my opinion, better than I did the white potatoes when I did this. With the white potatoes was just pure compost. So with this one, I used compost, I used manure, I used granulated fertilizers, and threw some other amendments in here, thinking that it was gonna help. And what you see right there on camera is what I actually got. That was the extent of our sweet potato harvest, again, for like the third or fourth year. This is what keeps happening, time and time again. We get these little witch hands, and that's exactly what it looks like, right? So yeah, there was nothing in this container outside of that. That was the only one that grew anything that even looked like a sweet potato. And the I'm trying to think. I don't even think. I think I put this. This was one of the last slips that I planted. Because like I said, everything kept dying because of the heat. So I end up having to replant slips constantly. So at any given point, I will have. Why did I freeze? I don't know what I'm doing right now. But okay, there we go. At any point, I would have 4 to 5 slips planted per container, because I wanted to give whatever did grow as much room as I could for it to get as big as it could. So that's it. That's what we got for sweet potatoes, y'all, right there. And you know what I'm gonna do with that? I'm gonna see if I can slip it. Why not? I mean, I grew it, so might as well see if I can get something out of it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just plant what I got, plant that, put it in some water, and see if we can get some slips out of it. Waste not, want not, right? But I like I said, I will say, everything else that we planted grew pretty well this year, except for the potatoes. Man, I don't know. Like, even with the watermelon, I give it a justification for why it didn't grow. The sweet potatoes, I just haven't figured them out yet. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We'll try again next year. That's all I can do. All right, now that you've seen me pull absolutely nothing out of my sweet potato bins, we're gonna move on to planting some more garlic. But first, just wanted to give you guys a quick update as to how the garlic is growing so far. So like I said, this is our first year growing the elephant garlic, and it's doing pretty well. This is what I was trying to explain to people in the last video. Like, the garlic is growing. This garlic was the first that we planted, but it was the last to sprout, right? It was the last to sprout, and as you can see, we have 3 good strong ones right there that sprouted really well, and then the other ones are just late bloomers, right? We do have some other ones that did start to pop up here and there, just like that one right there, if you can see that. Yeah, that one right there. We had some right there. So we did have some other ones that decided to come to the party. They just came fashionably late. That's it. They just came fashionably late. They popped up, they arrived, and that's all that matters at this point, right? So yeah, so the elephant garlic is growing pretty good, pretty solid. I'm happy about that. I'm excited about that, to see how everything turns out in spring. This bed over here took off a lot faster than the other bed. And we do have some new growth popping up right there. The 2 at the top right there, 1 right there in the middle of the screen. And then you guys get it, right? We have some garlic popping up all over the place. But you see this garlic right here just kind of grew in that little circle right around that emitter, I'm assuming that that's because they were just getting more water than the other areas, right? And there's no rhyme or reason. There's no reason why my irrigation tubing is curved and it does what it's doing, aside from me just being lazy and running out of parts and not feeling like going to the store to buy the parts to make it look how I actually wanted it to look, right? So as a result, the entire bed doesn't get equal amount of water. So I have to come in sometimes with a watering can and finish it off, right? These are the bins that we have, the tubs, the cement tubs that we have the garlic growing in. This one is doing pretty good. And like I was telling you guys before, when in the previous video, when we were actually planting the garlic is super easy to grow. It's hard not to grow garlic, okay, unless you just got a bad clove or something like that. But garlic, you have to be patient with it because it doesn't all sprout at the exact same time. All of these were planted on the exact same day, watered the exact same in the same grow medium. And as you can see, we have more growth in some than in others, but everything seems to be growing pretty well. Even the ones like this one where we have the first row is really good. We still have some other growth just popping up out the back, right? So we have growth just popping up throughout the entire tub, right? And the reason why I think that the the garlic in the front of the row, the front of the tub was growing better than everything else is because that one is kind of leaning where that first row is pointed down, like angled down that way. So the water drains and collects on that end. So I think that's why this whole line is in that tub is growing better than the rest of it. All right. So now that you have seen the update for the garlic, we're gonna go ahead and get to planting the garlic. So right now I'm just crumbling up whatever this was that was growing in this bed, crumbling that up, let that become food for the microbes in the soil. This soil was already prepped and amended, so it's already good to go. It has super poop in it. It has the granulated fertilizer, the organic stuff. It already has that stuff already in there. So all I'm gonna do now is kind of work this stuff into the soil, plant our garlic, and then we're gonna come back and mulch. He always thinks it's playtime when he sees me trying to work. This line of irrigation is attached. It's the same line of irrigation where I told you I was being lazy. Keisha wanted to plant some herbs here last year. I think she was just trying to get everything started. And so we end up making an adjustment to this line of irrigation and adding these kind of spider legs, centipede legs, whatever you want to call them, lines off of the main line, which I'm going to go back and fix because I don't like the way it turned out. It was just something it was a quick fix, something we were just trying to do to make sure the entire bed got water evenly, but I do not like the way that it turned out. So I am going to fix it, just haven't gotten to it yet. And this guy, look at this. This is why I can't get work done in the garden. This right here. Because this guy always wants to play. Every time you bend over to do some work, here he comes wanting with his shenanigans. So these are just some more garlic that I bought and kind of got misplaced. So I found them. Now we're going to just throw them in. You guys already know, watch the video about how to actually plant garlic. Super easy, super easy. And I'm just using this bed because what we intended to grow in this bed, we never got around to it. Our fall garden was, I'm not gonna say it was a fail because we didn't even try, to be honest with you. Like our fall garden is just non-existent this year. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the rest of these months to kind of prep and amend and just get things ready for the spring, right? We have onions that are gonna be coming in here soon. I'm super excited for those. We're gonna be planting those probably next month. We're gonna be ordering them this month, planting them in I think January or February. So I'm super excited about that. These beds that we're using, they're basically going to be down until probably mid-spring, early summer, because the garlic is going to just take up so much time that we're not going to. This dude here is just going to take up so much time that we're going to just let these things grow as long as they need to before we snatch them out and put anything else in there. So yeah, y'all, this is it. This is what we're doing right now. This was my day, was just getting this one witch's hand sweet potato out of the bin and then planting garlic for the rest of the day. All right, guys, so you guys know what it is. This is what we're doing for the day. We're planting the garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video right here. Appreciate you guys watching. If you want to continue to follow us on our homesteading and gardening journey, put a video right here for you guys to watch. And me and him, apparently, because this is his garden too. But we will see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care.